Yeah, this is point black. Coming straight to the neighbor's head. You know what I'm saying? Because they like to be all up in your business like they run shit. But they don't run us. We run things that run we. Talking about legal action. Well, take the legal action then. So we can bring up a lot of topics in which many have done to others that we must start to pay attention to because they have the sick mind of a goat and a dog to think that you rule someone, and they've been doing this shit for years, even using military might. You know what I'm saying? Talking about this land wasn't stolen from the native people. But the native people, yes, it was stolen because you came here and met black people here. Over 250 million of us was already here on this land. You brought in disease and all kind of garbage and shit, talking about you want it on the battlefield. Yeah, you want it on an invasion because they weren't bothering you. You bothered them. So let's get that straight, punk. So now we must move on because this is the heat from the street and the facts from the mother who break your back. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what they say. We gonna do and speak the truth continually. And let nobody sway us from the path. And we're gonna watch every issue we possibly can in this groove. I see Biden deciding to sign certain executive orders lately, talking about he's gonna sign for workers' protection. That's a good thing. Maybe we do get good out of evil. You know what I'm saying? But we must understand that this is the facts to crack their back and the heat from the motherfucking street with the flow from the barrio and definitely PBNN, Point Black, National News, the late edition. You know how we do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just because I ain't in politics don't mean I can't talk politics and study politics. Politricks. You know what I'm saying? And watch the gears and the groove that go on. What make them so special? That only they must be intelligent. Who told you that? When you stay up in Egypt and Africa, especially in Egypt more than us, and our ancestor shit, when you were feeding the babies to the crocodiles and the Nile, you came in and you destroyed the woman's image. You know what I'm saying? Replacing it with a man. And a man that ain't, you know, the funny things you do. You know what I'm saying? Now you're still up in Egypt, building it up, a little bit metropolitan cities and every place where everybody to hang out all up in Egypt except the people who it belongs to. You understand? So let's get that straight. And those that are in bed with them that are our people, you're full of shit if your people ain't benefiting from it. All over the land. What was Darfur all about? We really need to find out and investigate that, talking about human rights and all kind of garbage. Same as you're doing in Haiti. You know what I'm saying? Listen to what they name Haiti. For what? Hades? Your fake, fucked up. Hades is another name for hell. So what you talking about? Who named it that? Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Now, majority believe Biden officials, not Biden, you know what I'm saying, is secretly running the country according to polls. This is what they say. You know what I'm saying? You know? But I could have told you that. I don't know why you have to run around and say that. You know. Yeah. Why are we not surprised or shocked? Nor surprised in any way of a statement like this. You know what I mean? Alleged. Alleged. At all, like I said, I could have told you that. Officials have no choice if they're going to save their skin. He better do some good things this year, like really get this country back on its feet, demon. You know what I'm saying? And stop playing around. running with all kind of fart bomb clowns. We got a lot of problems in a lot of countries going on that don't look good. We just had an assassination of the president in Haiti. From what I understand, he was trying to bring in imperialism, like he's a king. Like I said before, saying crap Papa Duvalier did, while you rape that country dry of its oil and its resource. How can you do such a thing but the people not benefit, but only the dictator who's in bed with everyone else? You know what I'm saying? Selling the country out from his own countrymen and leaving them in poor conditions. And when they speak up, Papa Duvalier, hammer come down on them so hard, he was assassinating people just to anyone that was opposition to his rule. Let's not forget that. And now we seem to think that this president may have been trying to do the same rule. And the people probably didn't like it. They don't want to go through the same thing with like what Papa Duvalier did. You know what I'm saying? That was very wicked of the government and different governments to be involved with that man and let him feed off those people and feed you while those people almost literally were starved and beaten to death because you believe you're superiorly full of doo-doo. That's what you are. And you need to get that historically straight because you stayed in Egypt more than the people of my ancestors that created it. And they need to stop using the name ISIS because ISIS was not a wicked goddess. She was a goddess of fertility, nourishing and caring and healing the sick. And she was a model for women. You came into Egypt and you destroyed because you saw that the women were God. So wake up. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to tell us that this idiot might be running. We know who's running him. You know what I'm saying? We're not surprised. You know? Officials have no choice if they're going to save their skin, especially agendas and policies. You know what I'm saying? Because leaving it to Creepy Joe, he will fumble the ball. Believe that. You can believe that. You know what I mean? You know, he's no more than a puppet. And we know which is controlling as well. You know what I'm saying? We see the puppet master with him as well. You know what I mean? We also see China has most of our businesses. China. Everything made in China. Well, we can't make underwears anymore. You know what I'm saying? That ain't by China's fault, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the same issue in Haiti as you have here. Let's be clear. You have leaders who are selling everything out to everyone else unbeknown to us. And by the time we notice the change, it has already been signed, sealed, and delivered. You know what I'm saying? Same thing that was going on in Haiti with Papa Duvalier. He was signing all the oil and giving it all to everybody else. And when the people speak up, you know, he would come down and kill them and do all kind of fraud them. You know, he had a torture chamber. You know what I'm saying? Snatch the people off the street, the political people who were speaking out against his rule. Same thing you have here. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be clear about this. As we look at COVID-19 and we see the intricals and the outricals of what went on, what may be, and what will be if we are not careful. Everyone running and agreeing against each other because you're a demon Democrat and you're following behind fools. Well, fools die for want of wisdom also. And we know. So let's be clear about where we stand. You know what I'm saying? So we know who's controlling who. And the blame doesn't land on China for having all our businesses. You know what I'm saying? Others that are right here in this country sold that out. China wouldn't have been able to come in and do what they do if the people here didn't agree to it. Everybody talking about everything made in China. Well, who sold it out to them? Who moved the businesses over to them? Who sent all our manufacture to them? China didn't just come over here and take it. So we have to start looking at where blame is due. And how we had 47 years of democratic rule. You tell me. You know what I'm saying? Others are right here. So the question is, who sold us out? You see? Who sold us out? That's a fact. And point blank. Everybody complaining, but you can't constantly going to the people who are doing it to you. You know, how will you make things better? You know what I'm saying? Like even sometimes I had a discussion with my brother. He said, watch what I'm saying because he's a Democrat. So what, is you a dictator too? You're working for them as dictators and this garbage? I don't see COVID-19 as any kind of solution. I saw COVID-19 as a covert plan. So I don't know what they're talking about. Everybody's talking about this and that and the juice and all that. I hope you understand what's in it and what's moving. In the cocktail of the orange juice, you know, we must look at that. You know, gin and juice, baby. You need to start understanding. You know, we're looking at that. And that's point blank. A percentage and half, we should say, of state actions and the group polls say Biden is not fully running the show. Yeah, that's right. We have another saying that they were confident he was running the show. No, he ain't. What you talking about, Willis? You know what I'm saying? So we see the tug of war going on. You know, it's looking wild. Now the issues is this: we see a new thing going on with the voter again. The U.S. Department of Justice is suing Georgia over the new laws. You know what I'm saying? Over the new laws, the new voting laws. Or should I say the restrictions enactment as part of the Republican the voting game. Is it a game? I don't think so. I think it's not a voting game. The demon Democrats play. It's not a game, but this is the games that they play. Because they're saying the Republicans, were requiring voter ID, a newly voter ID requirement for absentee ballots. I think that's right. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that. I put it that way. Empower states to take over, the board of elections or whatever. You know what I'm saying? In case of cheating and fraud. But we got to walk carefully on taking over local situations where it doesn't become anybody with a power grab or power mentality or dictator mentality. You know what I'm saying? So we tread carefully on election boards. I agree. Limit the use of ballot drop boxes. You know what I'm saying? Again, I agree. And make it a crime to approach voters online and manipulate them by giving them food and water, but telling them I'm a Democrat, you should vote for Democrat because this and that, you're contaminating the voter. You know what I'm saying? Let him make his own decision. Don't go up there bribing them with food and water and all kind of trickery. You know what I'm saying? We're not dealing with that. I agree, so I have to agree. But on a certain degree, I do not. But based on, but not based on their trickery. I'm basically agree on when it comes to food and water, whether it be in the cold or in the hot sun. People are standing on long lines outside waiting to vote for you, so you could become president and this and that, and your regime can go up in there, whatever, and third, and y'all all become rich and do a bunch of garbage, demon, Democrat crap. But when it comes to the people standing outside in these conditions of weather and all of that, and you're giving them food and water, it shouldn't be, we should not see no trickery in that. You should have nothing to say about your political value. It should be, something you're doing as courtesy for the voters. You know what I mean? Now you can bet, you know, on one, which is now I can agree. You know what I'm saying? But now I can bet that who is approaching and giving them food and water is demon Democrats. They working for them, whoever those people are. You know what I'm saying? Doing this bully. They the demon Democrats stoolies or Democrats themselves soliciting the people on the line waiting to go inside and vote. Let the people make up their mind. If you're going to give them food or water, let it be out of courtesy. Keep your mouth shut and keep moving. The voter will do the rest. You don't have to convince him of anything through bribing him with food and water. He's not a slave. Let's get that clear. You know what I'm saying? There'll be demon Democrats themselves going out there on the line doing that. You sneaky mother shaft, shut your mouth. You know what I'm saying? So we have to agree with the GOP on these laws, because this is the way they've been cheating and doing all kinds of things, and that ain't even the half of the games they play when it comes to cheating elections just to stay in power. If you notice, Biden is talking about an infrastructure plan, but when you look at his infrastructure plan, not that much really is the percentage to certain things. We have a lot of road work. A lot of the money is going towards demon Democrat agendas, is what we have to understand. You know what I'm saying? So the Congressional Black Caucus Party is demon Democrats, and you model that after a demon Democrat organization. Once you started to get out of slavery and building into politics. You know what I'm saying? You built that off of that, and at one point it was based on probably Republicans, and you all were conned off and signed that contract and became demon Democrats, or you already built it for that purpose of brainwashing and leading the people astray. So don't come with that garbage, because if you are doing, for the people, for the reasons, if you are doing for the people, but you're doing it for the reason of a long line and heat and cold, hours after hour, remember the people be standing outside. So, a little courtesy don't hurt, but not on the basis of manipulating the vote while you are out there. That doesn't sound right to me. You low down, dirty, tricky behind. You know what I'm saying? Leave the voters alone. If you're going to offer them, food and water or whatever, or drinks or refreshments, and let it be that you're doing that because the voters are voting for the next, you have to start to be aware. You know what I mean? They're standing outside. So a little courtesy wouldn't hurt. What's wrong with that? Remember, they're voting to elect the next president in the United States. You know what I'm saying? So a little courtesy won't hurt, but don't go out and bribe their vote while you're playing that game. And then at the same time, you telling them to vote Democrat because the Republicans ain't gonna do this and that for you. When you give them little Trump cookies and shit, you probably pay a nickel for or got for free. You know what I'm saying? Lord knows what's in the food too. So be careful, people. The demon Democrats is tricky. You know what I'm saying? Very slippery like a snake, two forks tongue snake. So be very careful. You know what I'm saying? In the United States, they're voting for the president, so a little courtesy don't hurt. But of playing the game and sending or, you know what I'm saying, sending or you're, putting forward a candidate, you know, you must not do that. Let the line be. And then say, what? You know, I'm a demon Democrat. you know, we sure get good food to you, water, and then turn around and tell them at the same time, oh, the Republicans don't care. They really don't, because we're Democrats and look at what we're doing for you. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't even bring you a stick of gum, giving the Republicans a bad name before the people even go inside. So they're switching their vote from outside before they even get inside. Even bringing you, food. They wouldn't, I'm not gonna say that even Democrats wouldn't bring you anything, not even a stick of gum, probably out here. You know what I mean? To you, while you are outside on the line, or some kind of bribery game they play. You know what I mean? So some of these laws and rules that they're making is very important for, you know, the voter protection and integrity in a sense. You know what I mean? I agree with it. But the demon Democrats, you know what I'm saying? Would say something like, we care so much about you, you know? To me, that's a low down dirty trick, and they need to stop that particular one, if you ask me. Wow. You know what I'm saying? That should not be going on. That is not, and it should be, and that is a crime, if you ask me. That's a crime, you know. That will contaminate, the voting process. Facts and point black on that. I can't stress that enough. It will contaminate, you know what I'm saying? Even cause intrusion of or contact with dirty and foulness. With dirty and foulness. Contaminating, you know what I'm saying? From in or out, Sidewinder source. The source, it's a mix up. It mix up the voter. And then include themselves as the object of its own. Gotta call that out. And of its own an analyst. You know what I'm saying? So we see by the sea, you know what I'm saying? Saying, the demon Democrats, but the DOJ, we're looking at now, must be working for them. Must be working for them. Anytime the DOJ is flipping like that, it's working for them. That they can argue. Is it infringing on the voters, First Amendment right? And this is what they're saying, it's infringing on the voters' First Amendment rights and is a violation of the Voting Right Act. That is bullshit. Straight up, it is bull. You are cheap, a punk, and a lot of civil rights and a lot of civil rights leaders as well, to be civil rights and, voting right groups. You know what I mean? So they filed these civil rights leaders and these voting right groups filed a lawsuit to challenge the new voting laws. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, why? Because, let's look at that. Because to me, you're too damn teeth. Let's just get that out there, Jack. That's a fact and point blank. You're too damn teeth. Let's get that straight, demon, Democrat. You know what I'm saying? Buying up, they're trying to do everything good to make sure that people love him to the Pope. But underneath the table and behind the books and the show, you better start paying more close attention to. Everything look good from the outset. It sounds good, but you must see results in all ways. If not, then why did he sign those orders? You need to look into that before the snake turn around and bite you. You know what I'm saying? And when we look at it, blocking the SB 2002, SB 202 document based on passing that law of the stuff that the Republicans are asking for. You know what I'm saying? We see a willingness not to respect, not to respect the voting process. That protects voters or votes. Mail-in ballots, a crook move. Bribing, a crook move. Absentee ballots, with no good person knowing who those ballots belong to, no ID, no nothing, they just come dropping off all these mail-in ballots and all this different shit, and absentee ballots and all this. Who's doing that? They could Xerox copy that all day. You know what I'm saying? So when we look at this, the absentee ballots, that's a crook move as well. That's the way I see it. It's a crook move. And for the judge who blocked the move in the Supreme Court seems to be a crook as well. Somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because he knows that is how they cheated election and what's going on, and they want most Democrats in governor's seat right now. You know what I'm saying? So they could do the same garbage. Meanwhile, the Republicans look like a puppet show every time. I don't have nothing from a lot of governors and people that say they were going to run. You know what I mean? So now slowly I know that the Republicans are going to slowly fade out. And next thing you know, we're going to be still stuck with another year of every single Democrat in New York. You know what I'm saying? Where the Republicans, where the black people and the different people should be stepping up to run for election office right about now. So this is point blank saying, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to cheating the election, these are the moves. And many, many, many more moves, you know what I'm saying, that we have seen, even using the race card. So this is Boy Black saying we're going to rock right here, stay right here. We're going to come in with part 2. So stay tuned as I come in again. Rock stay for ride. Me, no man proceed his mother, the General Sorrow, Sioux City. I'll see you one.